I don't know if this is a popular opinion or not, but I love when liars get caught. And I'm talking about a certain type of lie and liar. I'm not talking about like a white lie here or there. I'm not talking about a lie to, make someone feel better. I'm talking about self-serving lies that are supposed to make you look good. And this takes many forms. Photoshop on Instagram and then claiming you didn't Photoshop a picture. You're lying. You're lying to make yourself look good. And in the process, you're bringing down the self-esteem of everybody else because they think, oh, that's not Photoshop. When somebody takes steroids and says they're all natural, that's not only self-serving, it also hurts everybody else. So I love when that stuff gets called out and caught. So forgive me, but I wanted to spend today talking about Dan Bilzerian, the king of Instagram, 34 million followers, such a popular guy. Well, yeah, his little empire's been falling apart lately, and I just want to cover it for you guys. Now, if you don't know Dan Bilzerian, he's like this Hugh Hefner of Instagram, but probably the biggest thing he's known for, and is consistently lying about, is that he says he made all his money from poker, when in fact he's just a trust fund baby from a dad who was accused of fraud and thrown in jail for being a corporate raider in the 80s. The dad was fined by the SEC millions of dollars. He hid all the money in trust funds and shell companies and had been shuffling around the money ever since. And that's how Dan Bilzerian got his money. Now, Dan Bilzerian denies all this, says, no, it's because I'm such a good poker player.
How did you make your money then?
Playing poker.
You made it all playing poker?
Yeah.
Wow, that is insane.
Even though professional poker players have come around and said, actually, he's not that good at all. But somehow, through hook or crook, Dan Bilzerian has basically parlayed all this media attention into what he was pushing as a legitimate lifestyle company, Ignite. They were selling cannabis, they were selling alcohol, they were just selling all sorts of party stuff that fits with his fraternity brand. But it turns out you can take the trust fund baby image out of the trust fund baby, but you can't take the trust fund baby attitude out of the trust fund baby, because Ignite is being basically nose-dived into the ground, into, oblivion, bankruptcy, whatever you want to call it, by Dan Bilzerian. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, back in 2016, people were saying Ignite's going to be run like a lean and mean ship. Oh yes, very lean and mean. They're going to be cash flow positive by 2020, have no fear. And with that, they got all these investors involved, and they got all this funding involved. And basically, Dan Bilzerian has been using all of this as a personal piggy bank. So the annual filing just came out, and it turns out they made $10 million in sales, which isn't bad until you realize that his company lost $50 million in operational costs, marketing, all that stuff. Look, honestly, you'd think that a guy like Dan Bilzerian wouldn't spend anything on marketing, right? He's got this huge Instagram following, just push it through your Instagram. But no, they spent $22 million on marketing while only making $10 million in sales. Why? Because Dan Bilzerian has no idea how money works. I think when Dan Bilzerian was born, his dad just handed him a bunch of money. And so he doesn't understand that you can't spend more than you make. I don't know if he just missed the company memo or what, but what he's spending on too is just embarrassing. He's spending on things like a $60,000 Star Wars gun set, which he wrote off as a business expense, a $31,000 pool renovation, $50,000 for a bed frame, $15,000 for a ping pong table, and $88,000 on a vault. Yes, guys, yes, this is necessary for company operating expenditures. He's just using the whole company as more of a trust fund credit card, And honestly, I don't feel bad for these investors one bit. You knew what you signed up for with Dan Bilzerian. You knew he was a trust fund baby. How'd you expect he was going to spend your money? You thought he was going to turn into some genius CEO, 500 IQ CEO, being like, guys, we must cut operating costs and run with a lean model. No! He's going to do what Dan Bilzerian does. And what I love is that just a few days ago, a video came out where Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank guy, toured his little McMansion, which now Dan Bilzerian's kicked out of. In this piece, it says that he owns the house and paid $65 million for it.
He reportedly paid a mind-boggling $65 million for this mega mansion.
But actually, it turns out he was renting it all along. Yes, I love this stuff. I love it when liars get caught. You say you own the house, but you don't. You don't own the house. Instead, it was found out that he's paying $200,000 a month to rent the house. You know, I hope people are opening their eyes. This guy is not some brilliant genius. He's not some guy who bootstrapped his way from nothing. He's just a trust fund baby. That's it. And honestly, the other thing this shows is that, yeah, all these Instagram followers mean nothing if people don't like you. You guys remember that Instagram girl who had like 2 million followers, but she couldn't sell like 36 t-shirts? Well, this is basically the equivalent of that, because Dan Bilzerian's getting 400 million weekly impressions from Instagram, but he can only sell $10 million of product. That's 20 billion views, and you can only sell 10 million in product? That's embarrassing. You can make more money from YouTube ads than Dan Bilzerian's making from an actual company. Let me repeat that. Dan Bilzerian, if he just had a YouTube channel getting the same number of views, he'd be making more from AdSense than he's right now making from like this big company that he's built and spending $22 million on. So at the end of the day, guys, yeah, these influencers that they're getting big numbers, whatever, it doesn't make them marketable. It doesn't mean that people are gonna buy their products at the end of the day. And it definitely doesn't mean you should invest in them. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed, just experiencing this little guilty pleasure with me. And I'll see you guys next time.
And don't forget to smash like and subscribe. Thank you.